Welcome on and welcome on in. I'm joined as always by Josh. We have a special guest today. I would like to introduce Dalton Pence from Locked On Louisville, also your current voice of the Louisville Kings. We're going to talk some ball today, and we're going to talk about his new role with the Kings. Roll the footage. So tell us a little bit about your background, where you came from up to this point.
Yeah, so I'm born and raised right here in the Ville. Graduated from U of L, went to Male High School, started announcing games as a senior in high school about 10 years ago. Really started out as a joke, and I, realized pretty quickly that there was something about it. I loved the public speaking aspect. I loved being able to hear my voice over the loudspeakers. Over 500 games later, here we are in 2026, and it's been awesome to kind of see where this journey's taken me. So it's been pretty fun.
Well, Dalton, I gotta ask, how did it start as a joke? There has to be a backstory there
Yeah,
somewhere.
there is. So when I was a senior in high school, my sister was a sophomore and she played softball. And their team had just gotten a sound system and didn't have an announcer, so nobody volunteered. My dad was like, why don't you do it? Just do it as a joke, make it fun. And it was fun, and then I started to get serious about PA announcing after that. And it's funny because when I say it started out as a joke, everybody's like, what do you mean? It's just, it was never really supposed to be a thing. And I guess some things in life just randomly happen.
That's awesome, dude. I'm glad that's worked out for you so well. It's really awesome to see the Kings organization kind of highlighting what I would call local talent to bring in and, kind of make it feel a little more homey. For a very weird situation, it's like they are a local team, but they're not fully local. I think you guys have done a great job this season, and I've been really impressed with the game day product that you guys have put on with both home games. It's been phenomenal.
Yeah, and that's one thing about PA announcing is I get to see the work behind the scenes, and I think that that's the one thing that I'd love to continue to reiterate to anyone that goes to sports games. There's so much that happens behind the scenes that has to go right for a game day to succeed, whether it's the game day ops team, the marketing team. Like for the Kings, I mean, I wouldn't be able to do what I do if it wasn't for people like Stephanie Burdorf, Roddy White, Turner Hawkins, people that you might not know their name, but they're so instrumental to what's going on behind the scenes, to where when I show up, I read a script and have fun with it. They're putting in all the tough work that makes my life possible. So game day ops is a PA announcer's best friend. But yeah, the mix between the non-local and the local talent's been pretty cool. But everyone's been on the same page. I mean, first game for a new franchise, I was kind of nervous on how it would go, and 14,000 people showed up, and it seemed like a positive experience. James, I mean, you were there. Did you have fun that first game?
Oh, it was more fun than I could have ever expected. I remember we parked over by Sinclair's and walking up. I said, "Oh, this is busier than I expected," because we got there 2 hours before kickoff, and they were lined to the road.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
So obviously, I'm going to touch base a little bit. We all know you, Dalton. The whole community knows you. I want to give you your props first of all. Whenever you came over the PA system for the first time, honestly, it reminded me a lot of Lance and Sean, a lot, in the best way possible. I think you're a great representation of the city. I think you have a real pulse for, and like I made the comment, the night of the first game for the Kings, that Lowell every day it's growing more and more into a football city. The city takes in any football, whether it be the JUCO that's starting up there, the high school sports, the Kings now, a Friday or Saturday night at L&N Credit. Your voice will always be associated with the Kings and Louisville, and it's a voice that I think the fan base can really get by.
Yeah, I take so much offense to you comparing me to Lance. What a scrub that guy is. No, Lance is one of my really good friends that I've made from PA announcing, and it's an honor to be compared to the likes of legends like Lance and, of course, Sean Moth. And Sean Moth is the reason why I wanted to be a PA announcer in the first place. I mean, I went to games like everyone else in the Cardinal Companion community. Like, I was there for the Cincinnati Rain game back in, what was that, 2011? Yeah, I was there for the Florida State game in 2016, the 2018 Indiana State monsoon game where it felt like there were 50 people in the stands. But hey, we don't talk about that season.
Yeah.
But it's awesome to watch football grow. One thing that I like about it is doesn't matter if you like Louisville or Kentucky, just watching over 10,000 people go to Lynn Family Stadium and just cheer loud as can be. I mean, we've got a crowd microphone in the press box, so we can hear what the crowd is saying and chanting and yelling. And it's awesome, man. I mean, I think that the fan base's response so early on kind of even blew me away. And I thought that it was going to be pretty popular.
Hey, real quick while I have you here, if you're enjoying this show and you want to see more just like it, hit that red subscribe button right now. It literally takes 1 second. When you subscribe and turn on notifications, you're never going to miss a drop. Whether it's the next big breakdown, new pickups, giveaway, or just me and the boys ranting about how much we love the cards. Seriously, tap, subscribe, plus hit that bell. Let's keep moving this community together. Now back on over to the video. Peace.
Yeah. I want to touch base a little bit on that. You mentioned kind of the way the UFL kind of laid out the Kings kind of construction. It's going to be a lot of, like, you'll see Indiana, Louisville, Kentucky guys. How has that dynamic really worked for the organization as a whole so far?
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, you see it when, I mean, they're chanting Benny Snell's name, and I understand that Louisville fans aren't going to want to hear that, and I guess Josh didn't want to hear that either as he hopped off the stream just hearing Benny Snell's name. No, but it's been cool, and I wish that we had a little bit more of a Louisville presence this year. Of course, there's Tyler Hudson and Willie Tyler, but you haven't really seen them play much. Josh, I said Benny Snell's name, and I think you hopped off, and I was like, man, this guy really is taking the rivalry seriously, man.
You know, we take it seriously around here.
But it's cool because I think that it's another reason, that you can feel connected to the team, that if you didn't already feel connected because they're from Louisville, well, now you have some familiar faces from the past that allow you to come to the stadium and have a good time and be able to cheer on a player that you're familiar with cheering on. So the local appeal is what it is. And if they continue to add more high caliber local players, then I think it's only going to continue to grow. So 15 years from now, maybe Lamar Jackson is playing in the FAM. Who knows? But no, it's been pretty fun.
I was sitting with a couple of my friends. I was at the first game. I was sitting with a couple of my friends. A couple went to U of L as I did, but a couple went to Kentucky. And the first coin toss, I looked at them and said, you can tell someone that went to U of L is in the press box because the coin toss comes and Joker and the Thief starts blasting over the sounds system.
You're welcome.
I looked and said,
I don't. I'm not going to act like I have a huge impact like on their decisions, but especially last game, I was like, Joker, fourth quarter, tied, Joker, play it. Just don't even think about it. Just play it. And they queued it up, and the stadium went wild. And I'm like, you got to know the fan base that's showing up to these games. So yeah. Joker is going to be a part of the Kings game day experience at the same way that it is Louisville's. Probably not, but I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it, guys.
Well, I have a little bit of a different sort of a question for you. So I know you do the Mondays with Dalton Pence on Big X Radio, which is phenomenal show, phenomenal. And you do Locked On Louisville podcasting. And I swear to goodness when I say this, Dalton, you release so much content that is so good. It is one of like the biggest must follows for Louisville fans. And I mean that genuinely. Is there a big,
whenever we saw you announce that you had gotten the PA role for the Kings, I think me and Josh both said to each other, I don't know when Dalton's going to have time. Dalton's always doing something.
Yeah, that's, I also asked myself that. I was like, oh, I got it. Well, you learn to get used to it, right? I mean, good thing about Mondays with Dalton Pence is that it's on Mondays, and I only have to dedicate an hour and a half to that. But Locked On, I mean, it's It's I won't say a chore because it makes it sound like I don't like to do it. I mean, I love hosting Locked On Louisville. I've been doing it for over 4 years now, 4.5 years. It's just there's a lot of recording at midnight. There's a lot of recording at 11:30. There's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes. Like, sure, it's a 30-minute show, but it's 5 days a week. And a lot of times you're just kind of at the mercy. Like right now in the portal, I'm not recording until 11 p.m. because I'm like, if somebody commits at 9 o'clock, I'm getting back in this seat and I'm recording another show. So, it's just about planning, right? Thankfully, I've got a day job that allows me a little bit of flexibility. But yeah, there's a lot of, I've kind of bit off more than I can chew a lot in the past 5 years. But hey, it's thankfully the work that I put in has been able to manifest some good things. So, I just look at it as a blessing that I get to do it. It's more of an opportunity more than an obligation.
And that was a big reason why we reached out and wanted to do this show is it gives us a different dynamic. Like we can do interviews with a lot of people, but you do the content side of things as well, so you know everything that goes into it. So a similar situation that we had last season was we were recording every Sunday, me and Josh were, and we thought we had the perfect time frame, and then the coaching carousel decided to announce a coaching firing every week inside our recording time.
Brutal.
I believe we had about 4 shows, like 4 weeks in a row. We're like mid-recording. It's like, oh yeah, this SEC coach just got fired. I was like, oh, well, I guess what we're talking about now.
That's the pathway we chose. There was a show last year where the day that Ali Khalifa got his waiver to play or got the ruling from the NCAA, I had just legit finished the show and was in the process of processing it and uploading, and that video comes across, and I'm like, delete, re-record, and it sucks, but I mean, like I said, can't really complain. It's the life we signed up for.
Well, I did want to kind of ask you, so doing the podcast thing and doing the radio thing, I know outside of really Mike Rutherford, there's not a lot of people that do both of those anymore, both those avenues. It's kind of like a one or the other, or like re-uploading a live show or whatnot on recording.
Mm-hmm.
How different is it going from like a live audience to a pre-recorded, just like on the drop of a dime like that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, it's not so much that, it's the fact that I have co-hosts. It's so much different. Because I mean, there were times like, hey, well, how hard is it to speak for 30 minutes? I'm like, by yourself, I think you'd be somewhat surprised how difficult it is to talk for 30 minutes straight, all the time. But and I had to learn this when I started Mondays with Dalton Pence, it's okay to let your co-host talk. It's okay to let other people have fun as well. And just to understand that the timing aspect of it is so much different. It's just like you're flipping a different switch, and it's more like Locked On Louisville is more informational because it's 30 minutes long. You don't have much time. If I have a guest on, it's different, but radio's entertaining. It's informative, but it's entertaining. So it took a little bit of adjusting, but it's not so much the live and pre-recorded aspect that took some adjusting. It was I've got someone that I'm talking to versus talking to myself.
Mm-hmm.
No, I completely get that. And then one more thing I want to ask about. So you do work with Bellarmine also, correct?
I do, yeah.
And what are you doing over there at Bellarmine?
So a little bit of a backstory. I was a finalist for the Louisville men's and women's basketball PA gigs back in 2020 when Sean stepped down unexpectedly. And I had been PA announcing at that point for up to 4 years going into that. So, but a lot of people didn't know that. A lot of people just like, oh, this guy is trying to gain some clout and be an overnight sensation, when in reality I put the work in, but nobody really understood that. And getting that opportunity opened up some doors like with Bellarmine that weren't previously there. So since then I have announced, I've been the volleyball PA announcer for 6 seasons. I am sort of Bellarmine, a lot of it's fill in. So I'll get a schedule. It's like, hey, which games can you do? So I will announce softball, soccer, baseball, lacrosse, field hockey, any sport out there outside of basketball up to this point with Bellarmine. Wrestling, I've announced it. So a lot of great people over at Bellarmine. It's nice to see that transition to D1 finally starting to pay off for them. But yeah, it's been a ton of fun announcing with with the Knights as well. Different, right, than U of L, but still pretty fun too.
Is it difficult at all to kind of like announce for sports that you might not be like 100% like I watch this every day?
Yeah. So, like lacrosse and field hockey, it took me a while. I still don't know the rules legit. And I watch sports all the time. I mean, look, that's just kind of how I'm sure you all are as well in the Cards Companion Discord and group chat and community. I'm a avid sports fan. So, but yeah, wrestling had no clue. Field hockey, no clue. Same with lacrosse. And thankfully, like with Louisville, when I announced lacrosse, like they had a lacrosse alum that was helping me out. And I'm like, my goodness, you are saving my life right now because I have no clue what the terminology is. And you can only prepare so much for it. But hey, when you are trying to get to a certain level, you have to kind of accept roles that you aren't familiar and comfortable with and, use that as an opportunity to grow.
So we're all Louisville alum. So obviously, with it being this week of all weeks, we're gonna have to touch base on a video that we kind of put out on our side today. I'm sure you have content coming out for it. But what is your favorite Louisville spring game memory?
Ooh, spring game memory. Honestly, what's crazy is I haven't been to many of them. When I've had the opportunity, I have. But honestly, this is going to be like deep ball knowledge. Like LJ Scott showing out at the spring game over a decade ago, ball knowledge. Like I thought that LJ Scott was going to be that guy. He had a really good spring game, really good spring practices leading up to that. And I think I don't think I'd graduated high school yet. And I was telling my friends, watch out for this LJ Scott guy. And it just kind of never really happened on the field. But that I came away thinking, oh yeah, we've got the next Bilal Powell here. Just had to learn real quick that spring ball is spring ball.
So I guess along the lines of Louisville football, since we're kind of getting into it, scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this season? Because I feel like everyone I've talked to, it's been a 9 or a 10.
It's been 100. I'm excited, man. It's so fun. And like that's like this is gonna be a shameless plug, but like that's like the mecca for me. Like that is like when I started PA announcing, that was my goal because Louisville doesn't really have like the big pro sports, right? So announcing Louisville football, that's the height that I'm trying to get to. And don't get me wrong, love this opportunity for the Kings. It's been great, and I hope to always be the Kings announcer. But Louisville football is like where I want to get to. But I'm super excited about this season. I'm super excited to go down to Nashville. Think Brohm and company have been incredible with the transfer portal. High school recruiting is picking up. Super excited to watch Keen Holtz be that guy. IB's coming back. Like everything's just kind of gravitating towards this being such a promising season. And I just hope Louisville fans enjoy it. I hope they enjoy Jeff Brohm. I mean, not every day that you've got someone from the city leading your program. So to answer your question, I'm going to go with 100. Feels kind of corny, but I don't give a damn, man. We're going to have some fun. We're going to win a lot of games. That's what we like.
Here's the thing.
I think we are both in complete agreement with you.
We all three know how Jeff is. And Jeff be the first one to admit he's the king of coach talk. But the fact that Jeff is so vocally boastful and talking about how good certain people are playing this spring tells you how good this team is. Because Jeff's not someone that praises people publicly loudly. I love him to death, but he is.
And then I
guess
what's
funny,
the best guy.
Can I use this as kind of a segue real quick? Because there's something I do want to mention about it. It works with Louisville football, but we implemented it with the Kings as well.
Please.
So one thing that I was worried about was new franchise, never played a game in Louisville, starting from scratch. Everyone's doing this for the very first time together. My main concern, I don't get nervous public speaking anymore. The thing that I got really nervous about was creating a tradition or traditions. Because it's like, how do you like, I'm asking people like the Kings Corps, the fan base, I'm like, what do you all want to hear? And they're just like, have fun. And I'm like, that doesn't help. That doesn't help me at all. So I'm sitting there on the car ride to Lynn Family Stadium. I get out of my car and I'm just kind of standing there taking it in. And I'm sitting there like, I have no clue what I'm about to do. And then about 10 minutes before game time, I look over at my spotter, Billy Schneiders, and I said, here's what we're going to roll out. And it was about the first down call. So I just mimicked the Cards first down. The first 2 times I pulled out the Kings first down. And I was like, the next first down, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to say that's good for another and just wait to see what they do. And it was just a roaring Kings first down. And I looked over at him and he looked at me and I'm like, we did it. That is exactly what we were hoping for. And it's like creating a tradition that when you go to a Kings game now, you know what to say. You know what to say. And that's like, whew, I wish I knew it was going to be this easy for the week leading up to it. But man, that Cards first down came in so clutch because like, they know this. Like Joker, they know this, but I'm really praying that the non-Louisville fans can gravitate toward it as well. And I mean, like I said, you can hear it through the crowd mic and they're yelling at every first down. Like, this is so damn nice.
Now, the atmosphere of the Kings has really took on the city.
It really has. I mean, that's the thing about it is this is going to sound so corny. And if you listen to this and you cringe, I'm so sorry. Well, maybe I'm not. I don't care. I mean, we're on a podcast where you're interviewing me. So if that's a corny answer, you just blame Josh and James. I'm playing. Do appreciate you all bringing me on, man. This is pretty cool. But this opportunity, it's my breakthrough personally. I've not been shy to admit that. Like, this has been something that I've been working toward, and I'm super humble and grateful for it. But I'd be lying to you if I said that this was about me. Like, this is so much bigger than me. The opportunity to play a small part in helping football take off to a new height in Louisville and watching people not wear red or blue, but they're wearing green. And as much as I'd love to be watching them wear red and throwing L's up, hey, in due time, we'll see that in the fall. But watching everybody wear green and being in unison and like just hanging on to every play, and even though the team is 0-3 and the way that the last game was pretty interesting,
that is one way to describe it, is interesting.
I'm going to take the easy road, and I'm going to say that it was an interesting ending that I had no clue was even a possibility, but we found out pretty quickly. But it's just to watch over 10,000 people pour into the Fam and rain or shine to just cheer and cheer very loud. Like it's a humbling feeling. Like it's like you look around the crowd and you realize like, man, this is so much more than me. This is about the city that I grew up with, knowing damn well that if I wasn't in this chair, I'd be out in the seats. And that's the whole reason why I started this in the first place, man, is to try to play a small part in enhancing that experience. I understand they're 0-3. They're going to turn it around. I 100% believe it. And when they do, it's going to take off even more.
I think what's so beautiful to me about the Kings experience and what you guys have brought to the city is Louisville has been sneakily, like, if you look at the history of football in Louisville, it's very tenured, and it might not jump off the map like certain areas, we think of like Ohio, South Florida, yada, yada, yada. It doesn't jump off the map like that, but there's always been very, very good football at like the high school level in Louisville. And with the resurgence of Louisville football in the past 45 years, you continue to grow that community, and we're seeing that in real time. The Kings is a major thing. We have a new JUCO coming up in Louisville now, and it's just going to continue to grow and get better and better. And we've even kind of seen it, like, granted, not as much with the Kings aspect of it, but we've consistently seen the talent inside of Jefferson County get better and better and better, and like majorly in the past 5 years even. It's so beautiful to be Kingsburg because you are of what?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm about to say, if we talk about high school, we're in a real danger of us talking about the new redistricts.
No, I'm not. Yeah. Well, that is true. That is a soft spot for a lot of people right now. But it's beautiful what the Kings are bringing because you're going to continue to grow that pedigree and that tradition, and just being able, more football is great for the community of football in the city of Louisville and the state of Kentucky, even for that.
Yeah, it's growing, and I call it a sleeping giant because, I mean, look, Louisville is a college basketball town. The numbers support it. There's no denying it. It's never not going to be. but people almost take that as like there's just no interest in football. And that's just false. Like there's so much interest in the sport of football. Like you said, whether it's the high school level, that there's becoming more and more like blue chip prospects to come out of the city of Louisville. U of L, I mean, you're seeing it, right? I mean, even if it seems like people want every reason to have an excuse not to show up to Cardinal Stadium, you still have your diehard group of fans. And like the numbers don't lie. People are showing up to Kings games. It's a brand new thing that I think, if you're being honest, new things take some time to get off the ground. You would have never known it. You would have thought that this organization had been there for 10 years with the way that the fan base had showed up. Like the fan base was rocking. And that's what blew me away immediately, is we're sitting there 5 minutes before I was about to say tip off. It shows you we're a college basketball fan base. Shout out to the portal. It'd be really nice if John Blackwell committed while we were on air, by the way. That'd be incredible.
I got it pulled up right here, just kind of refreshing every couple of minutes, to be honest with you.
Digress. But I'm sitting there 5 minutes before, and I look around and I'm just sitting there. I'm a huge Louisville City fan too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, this crowd is phenomenal. And it was just good throughout. Like they're saying they're booing AJ McCarron in the first game. And I'm like, what do y'all got against AJ McCarron? And they're like, ref, you suck. I'm like, oh, it's a Louisville game after all. We're right at home. We're right at home.
What people forget about that first game was it was like 20 degrees in the second half. Like it was cold, and people.
I wouldn't have known. I was in the press box.
Like it was cold and it was windy, and people stayed and they were loud.
They were pretty loud, and I mean, look, it didn't go the way we wanted it to, but it was even louder the second game, and I thought that spoke volumes about the fan base, because the team was 0-2, and the way that they lost to Orlando the first time, I mean, I was pulling. I don't have a lot of hair, as you can tell, but I was pulling it out. That second game, I was like, man, this is just a tough watch. And it kind of started out that way. But that second half, it didn't go the way we wanted. But man, talk about exciting football, just back to back to back. And yeah, I mean, the Kings are like contracted through next season, but you got to believe that Mike Rapoli, who was in attendance for this, had to watch that. I was like, man, this is electric, because they're putting up some good attendance numbers.
What's been like really interesting to me, and this isn't me, talking bad about other aspects of the league, but compare Louisville to the other expansion team and then the teams that were replaced. I mean, the attendance numbers are pretty jarring there. I mean, Louisville is doing so well for this market.
And I think that falls back on
Is.
like Dalton touched on. Like I'm glad you touched on Louisville City, because it speaks on the city as a whole. It's one of the most special cities. I love the city of Louisville. There's so many people and so many, like me and Josh say all the time, like the football and basketball culture of the city, two completely different cultures, but at the same time, it's a beautiful like merging that you get it you see it with the Kings, you're seeing it with Lou City and Racing Louisville. You're seeing it in basketball. If there's a Bellarmine game on and Louisville's out of town, everybody goes to Bellarmine. It's that feeling of unity and love for the sports, no matter what sport it is, just to support local.
Yeah, I mean, I see that from the announcer side, right? The good thing about announcing so many different sports is that you get to see that in different variations. And it's there. I mean, it's also nice to... One thing that doesn't get talked about, I mean, when Bellarmine volleyball first switched to D1, which was my first season, I mean, you'd be lucky if there were 50 people in the crowd. And now you're looking at like 500 to 600 people almost every game, it seems like. And that kind of is the same for all Bellarmine sports, watching that grow. And I know it's not Louisville based, but that's awesome. And then you get to do a Louisville baseball game and you see how much people care about being at Patterson. And I know that Cardinal Companion is huge baseball advocates as well, and you all do some great stuff with covering that team. But it's just the city of Louisville in general. And I don't know about other cities, right? I'm a Louisvillian at heart, but I take great pride in seeing the passion, from the fan base collectively, regardless of sport, whether it's Louisville, Bellarmine, Kings, Louisville City, Racing, the Bats. I mean, you name it. Announcing the what's it called? The Bell Louisville Steamboat Race. I mean, they're going to have a student section for that. The Derby. How can I forget the Derby? Don't let me go off on a tangent, you all. might have been a mistake to have me on this show if that's the case.
Well, no,
You know, we'll
we
let
love
you go
having you
tangent.
on. Yeah, whatever you want. Talk about whatever. You can start talking about painting. Be like, yeah,
we
I love
gotta have
painting.
some fun, guys.
Yeah.
Have some fun.
But I am
But-
going to cut us down, though. I do hope we're able to do this again. I know you got a busy week ahead of you with the Kings game on Thursday, then rolling right into the spring game, right into Thunder of Louisville, and then boom, right into Derby. Where's the best place that our audience can find you at?
Where's not the best place, honestly? Like you mentioned, there's a lot that goes on with my content. Locked on Louisville on YouTube. Just hit 5K YouTube subscribers, which is extremely humbling. At dpence _ on X, that's the main social media platform that I post on. Outside of that, I do some work for Cardinal Sports Zone as well, and I'm just letting my thoughts be known in random discords as well. Maybe not accurate thoughts. I've had people tell me that I don't know ball, but hey, it is what it is, all in good fun. I'm just hoping, like I said, hopefully this is good news for Louisville in the portal, but just appreciate you all having me on and giving me the platform to talk about this great journey that announcing has taken me on. And like I said, let's do some more collab work in the future for our Cardinals.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And for the viewers, if you enjoyed this show, please do me a favor. Look down below. There's a little button there. It says subscribe. When you hit it, it turns red. It's awesome. When you subscribe, you get free content from us completely out of your pocket, right in your inbox, right there. It gives you a little phone notification. If you turn on notifications, even better. If that's a little bit too much to ask and you enjoyed this video, give me a like or maybe leave a comment. Tell us what you thought. I know, crazy stuff. And with that being said, we will catch you again next time. Go Cards.
Go Cards.